So we're gonna debate it together. All right? We are here to help you guys. Professor Flavio, thank you very much. Guys, last night he won double gold weight in absolute. He deserves a round of applause. He did great. And no warm up. We're gonna go straight to business. Okay? Professor Flavio.
Guys, thank you for being here. It's an honor to be here. All the people from Gracie Barra, the people from the other teams. I think as a teacher, I always look for an opportunity to share what you learn through the experience of learning jiu-jitsu. And like Professor Draculino said, we're just here to spend some time with you guys. Don't hesitate to ask questions. We're going to be together for an hour, so let's try to make the best out of it.
What? All right, guys. We're going to use the center of the mats to show the techniques. You guys, please leave an open for that camera right there behind you. Okay, we're gonna face them so you can kind of do a circle around us, but leaving a space for them. All right? I'm gonna work with you guys something that I call the scarecrow guard. The scarecrow is like that ugly thing that stays with the arms open like that. So you guys gonna understand why I say that. All right? So let's go ahead and begin. Come on, guys, move out.
Just gotta keep an eye on the camera, but try to get a good angle for you, okay?
Guys, close guard is a dying breed in a lot of the modern jiu-jitsu thing, but not in the Masters World Tournaments. I'm seeing a lot of close guard stuff in there. And let me tell you one thing, I think it's stupid if you could finish the fight from the close guard. If you could do it, you should try. Because what happens if you can't do it? They're gonna open and you do whatever you wanna do with your open guard. But we need to try to finish, we need to try to do stuff from the close guard. So we're gonna begin this kind of guard, this caracal guard, from a close guard perspective. And then from there, we're gonna elaborate. All right? Just a little disclaimer. Some of the moves I'm gonna show can really hurt. Seriously. Right? Especially the one that we call the Exorcist. You know? So, be gentle when you apply that. Don't crank anybody. Don't get husband and wife training together. Please don't do that today. Okay? So let's take it easy. So guys, gonna begin from a most classical position, close guard, hand on the collar, hand on the arm. I'm gonna let go of that hand on the collar, and I'm gonna control the sleeve. My bottom hand will not go here. It goes there. I'm gonna tell you in a second why. By the wrist. Like I'm doing an okay for myself. I'm gonna bridge my hip just a slightly bit, and I'm gonna break the grip towards the opening. Where's the opening? Right here. There's four fingers. There's just two with an opening. That's where we go. 1, 2. Forearm on the wrist. Bridge on the way back. Break. I need to get that space and that reaction to break it easy. As I break his posture with my hip and my legs. I want to make him come close to me. Now the reason why my arm is like that. With my arm like that, I already have an angle to shoot through. With my arm like this, I need to wrist switch and go. That split second can cause you not controlling the arm. And the effect of here and there is exactly the same. My arm is over. Now my hand is under. It's already there. No split second of wasting time. So bridge, go. I'm holding and I'm offering. Now, don't hold the collar if you can't. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of no-gi guys here today. Doesn't matter. You're gonna go deep as I shoot my hand through to lock it. I let go of that hand right here, this one, and I go straight to his head. To break his posture. I have that control. This arm is control, but I have to deal with this one now. Now, this arm is trapped. Open the guard, little hip escape, foot goes on the hip. This side first, because he can't block it. When he tries to put the hand here to control the hand, I block, I put the other foot, hold, and I get one in, one out with both feet on the hip. Collar can be, if not, doesn't matter. Just that. Now, from here, I have the upper hand. I'm ready to do the scarecrow control. Gonna push his arm out, move my hip, spider control. He's expecting for the triangle. He's expecting for a lot of things. But in reality, I'm gonna play with him a little bit. Gonna pretend I'm gonna try to go here to the omoplata and all that. All of a sudden, look, I push and I turn my foot in. So as I push in slow motion, look, I push, I can't hold it anymore. Turn your foot, go. One. Once I have that, I'm stretching him. His border. My second hand goes there, my second foot goes there. Try to move. Now, both arms are done. I have the total control with the arms. He's like a scarecrow right here. This leg goes under. And I stretch, always maintaining this one, putting more pressure. Who can tell me what I can do very easily here? Come on. Huh? What else? What's the easiest thing to do from here? That he can't block it. Who can tell me? Triangle, right? That should be the easiest one. So everybody expects me to just go 1, 2. But it's gonna be fancy today. We're not gonna go to the easy stuff. My first one I'm gonna do, gonna put some pressure on my knee to make him fall with the head. Like that. Now, from here, sit up and hold the ankle, the elbow. From now, yank it as you kick. We like to call this the cop arm lock. As you push the elbow down, I kick my leg. Whoa! Right there. Very important not to crank it like that. Flexible people don't tap. I need to separate the wrist from the body. That's why I like to kick. Once I kick, it gets closed. Now, I go there. This is the first one. We're gonna do one more, then the Exorcist. 1, 2. Break through the opening. Look, this is not very good. I like you guys to drive the head this way. Then to the head. Nice. No collar, head. You need the posture. The bad posture. You need to fight a little bit here. Open the leg. This foot on the hip. Control, look. Sleeve, don't sleeve, doesn't matter. Push it out. Move a little bit more. Now it's all me. Don't try to hold too much. Up, in, look, like this. And then 1, 2. Lock. Try to take it out. He's stuck. Okay? I don't like the triangle because I want to be fancy. All right, so push him down. Sit up over the head. Kick, control. Don't crank here. Separate, out. Like to say the corp arm lock. The cops like that, a lock. Look, turn that, turn it back. They're like, you're under arrest. Okay? But flexible people don't tap. But try to separate. You're not gonna tap, we're gonna break your arm. Got it? Let's do this first one. Just one people do. Don't keep switching. One people. Do it for 3 minutes, 4 minutes. Then the other person says, I will tell you when to switch. All right? 1, 2, 3. Let's go.
Professor Flavio Almeida. Coordinator number 50, Cheryl McMillan.
Go to gallo.com, see a link to watch the live. Agora eu preciso do relógio. Alexandre, arruma um relógio pra gente. Agora entrevistar? Tô sem voz desde de manhã.
Falando com o pessoal, né?
Tomei mel, fiz tudo, não adiantou.
Acho legal a gente virar pra aquela câmera.
Vou mais perto? Deixa eu ficar com o meu lado melhor.
Ótimo. Professor Draculino, Professor Draculino, thank you so much for being here. You are a legend in the sport. You're an amazing coach. You're coach of many jiu-jitsu stars, world class stars. And so what do you think a fighter needs to be able to compete in a high level jiu-jitsu competition?
Most important thing is desire. If you don't have the desire and the love, you have no business in there. If you have the desire, you of course have to have like a good diet. I'm not saying decent, a good one. Train hard, under a good school, under a good direction. You have to do what it takes. You have to do a lot of repetition. You have to be humble to listen to people. And but the most important thing is desire. If you don't have it, don't go.
Do you have, this was a really nice technique that you taught today. Do you have any favorite techniques to teach your students to use in competitions and you think they're going to do well?
I think in competition, you have to learn everything in jiu-jitsu. You cannot just learn some parts of jiu-jitsu. But in a tournament, you have to stick to what you do best. But at least you try. You have to know everything because sometimes you need a plan A and a plan B. But in competition, it's not the time for you to invent anything. You gotta try to do what you do good. For example, you're a good guard passer. Try to be on top. Don't pull guard. But in the school, you have to try to do the opposite. You have to try to do something that you don't do that well. So if the worst happens, you're ready. But in the competition, stick to what you do good.
And do you have any tips to your fans and students that want to pursue a career like you did, a very successful long career in jiu-jitsu?
Well, get ready to work a lot. Like every other career, I face this as with the total 100% of professionalism. If you're not professional, you have no business also to do this. And again, the most important thing is love. You have to love jiu-jitsu to do this. If you don't love jiu-jitsu, it's just for the money or the fame. Get out of here. Let people who love do that.
Congratulations. Thanks again. Hope you have an amazing seminar today. Guys. Stay tuned.
He's gonna throw a big right hand. Look, I'm breaking the posture. Here I am. Same exactly thing. I move my hip out. This is the first one to go. I push. Yeah. Got it? Do the punch. So some a little bit of MMA here. She's right across. Yeah. So you need to make senses that are gonna, you know, crank his arm, and he's gonna hold the belt. A última eu faço contigo. He's gonna hold the belt. Holding the belt, sometimes they're gonna get stuck. And then you guys gonna see what happens.
Attention, competitor Tessie Bravo. Please report.
So, I make him fall. Segura na faixa. He holds the belt. So now I try, look. I kind of like, I'm struggling to get that arm. That can be a problem. So now, from that situation, I could have tried to attack that arm right here on omoplata, or maybe even on a kimura. I could do that. But again, that's why he expects. I don't want to do anything that he expects. Who can tell me something that is very exposed here? Bunch of intelligent people. Yes, sir. And you know why he's exposed? because it doesn't have the hands to protect. So I'm gonna go for the neck. First, old school way. When I'm here, I'm gonna lift a little bit of my right knee. This arm. Don't go on the underhook. Overhook. Shoot through. If I move under, I can go very, very deep. Here. Once I go deep, just 5 fingers on the shoulder. Choke. If for some reason it's kind of hard to reach the collar here because it's not giving the room, I'm gonna have this collar, offer, and then 5 fingers, choke. So I'm gonna go for the collar. If it feels, oh my goodness, my collar, I'm gonna protect you my hand, tira o braço, para defender lá, com a mão na faixa. Oh, thank you very much. I'm back in there. So, it's gonna be putting the guy out of options. If he put himself in there, I go for the arm. He holds, go for the neck. I go for the neck. He bails, go back in here. All right? Last one's gonna be the Exorcist. But this is a very important one for you guys to do it, because you guys are gonna sense how to shift the leg to give you space to grab stuff. If you don't shift your head, your leg and your hips, it's gonna be a little challenging for you to get there. All right? You guys gonna see it again? Can I squeeze his neck again or no, it's good? Yes or no?
He's taking names already.
I don't mind at all. So, he's there. Segura a faixa. He holds it. Again, guys. This knee up. See? I move my hip a little bit. Shoot through. This is good option. If it's tight. Like a cross. Not like X, cross. Head close. Okay? Or there. And if you let's go back to the first one. Ready guys? 1, 2, 3. Próximo eu vou mostrar em você. É terrível. Chama o Exorcista.
Tem pegada pra caramba, hein, Draco? Tem pegada pra caramba.
Melhor ainda pra mim. Aí. Atenção. you're always gonna have to try to tuck in once you grab the collar. So now, even if it takes the arm out, doesn't matter. And also, actually, if it really bothers you, cross the arm all the way across. Yes.
Okay.
This, my brother, is like jumping from the fire straight to the pan and vice versa. You're always in bad trouble there.
Just a little more on the side.
Yeah, you gotta move outside, yeah.
Even to touch.
Exactly. This is the most important thing, to have that control on exactly. Making that guy go face down. You know? If he gets more straight and flat, you go for triangle.
So even when I break Monday, you'll keep this high?
Yes, just a little bit. Now go back. There we go. You got it. Now you got it. If you have this, it's done. Vai, já foi mesmo. Vou mostrar ali. O seguinte, na hora que eu chutar pra pegar teu braço aqui, eu não tô conseguindo alcançar. Entendeu? Então eu vou segurar a mão, ó. Eu fugi o quadril e vou te pegar aqui. Vai. Essa outra do exorcista faz assim, ó. Faz aquele negócio que o exorcista vai fazer. Time, switch! O exorcista faz assim.
Vou até fazer o barulho, hein?
Vai.
Cadê o... Ah, vamos tirar aqui o microfone, pô. Mais legal, né? Gracie Mag, cadê? Aí, ó. Boa.
Attention competitor, Evexia with Carlos and Gracie team, please report to ring coordinator number 11.
Acho que tá bom aqui, tá bom.
Esse é o ao vivo.
Eu não posso falar palavrão.
Não, mas eu consigo estar.
Eu sou o rei do palavrão. Só quem ganha de mim é o pai dela. A Lívia ganha.
What stops him from swinging this arm out? Like, what would you do if you swing that arm out?
I was talking to him about that. That arm can come towards you, but the thing is that first hand on the collar, you have a free hand to cross that arm. So you can do that. How you call that choke that you kind of like cross the arm? with the hand on the collar like that. I don't know how you call it in English, but anyway, you kind of bravo, but not with the outside lapel. So you cross the arm in there. When they try to defend, you cross the arm away. And if he doesn't tap, you go over the shoulder anyway. From here, let's say I'm here. Look, I have this, right? And then the arm is free, so you try to, you know, defend it with that arm, right? That's what I'm saying. So that kind of thing. Because I go from here, no.
No, I was talking outside arm.
Oh, the outside arm. Yes, this is gonna be flexible. People can do that. This is gonna be a lot. I'm gonna show you right now on the first leg. Sometimes you're gonna need to kind of move your hip back again and kick it more like that. I'm gonna show you exactly that now, actually, so you're gonna know. All right, guys. So now I'm gonna take the demons out of this person right here. I'm gonna be the exorcist. Okay, so once I'm here, two scenarios can happen. He's not holding the collar, the belt anymore. But also when I go there and I try to reach like that, it's gonna be a little hard for me to reach. And sometimes he stretches the arm to try to take it out. He's gonna begin to do that. Like you said, he's gonna try to clear that arm. If I sense that, I cannot be here. I'm gonna lose him. So what do I do here if I feel that's about to happen? Look, I'm gonna hold where I can, anywhere. My free hand pushes him away and I move my hip up. And now, this is what he called the exorcist. Because look what happens now. From here, if I drive his head down, and I crank it, it's not just the bone, it's worse, because it's gonna be the back muscle and the shoulder, you know? So, I gotta try to turn his wrist, and I always gonna try to not try to crank it from here. I'm gonna try to crank it a little bit like, yeah. It's even hard to show because it's very painful, okay? So, answering your question, if I don't move my hip back, I can't do it. If it's too flat, I can't do it. Not gonna do it. So, hard to reach, kick that leg as this one goes there. Push, and I get it there. And again, down. Always maintain the pressure here so he doesn't flip. Great question. Ideally, they're gonna be a little tighter together. But a very flexible person, sometimes they're gonna take it and they're gonna spin. If you sense that, it's better to go with your leg towards their hip, so it gets stuck. So it's gonna depend, okay? One thing that you always turn the wrist up. And if they fight it, what can you do? Go back to the other one. It's right there. Sometimes the defense for the exorcist is to turn the wrist, and then here I am. Wow. Okay? One more time, or? One more time. If the people ask, you gotta give it to them. So, here I am, he goes down. Again, guys, I'm not gonna do it from here. It's not gonna happen. Look, I can't do it. I can't do it. I need to kick as I move. Look, now it's easy. Boom. Got it? 1, 2, 3. fechar comigo, vai trocar pro Flávio.
So Professor Draculino, tell us a little bit of about the techniques you taught today and why do you think they are important for your students and fans there?
I love the concept of controlling everything I can. And this technique, this setup can be done gi, no gi, and self-defense. I will show you some of the guys, like somebody tries to punch you from the guard, you can control kind of the same way. By doing that control, you can block punches and elbows. So it has application for everything. And I think jiu-jitsu is about that. It's for everyone, for everything. So.
Thanks for showing us the techniques.
Thank you very much.
And now we're going to continue with Professor Flavio.
Can't wait, I can't wait. easy. All right, guys, now, again, the actual weight and absolute champion, Master 2 Black Belt, Professor Flavio Almeida, is going to take over.
Guys, we don't have a lot of time. We're supposed to finish this by 2 o'clock. Maybe we'll go 5-10 minutes late. If you have to leave at 2, it's totally fine. Just, take off, go do your thing. The way we planned is Professor Draco is going to work on the bottom, is going to work on top. There's a position that I do a lot, training and in competition. I actually use it in pretty much like half of my fights. Yesterday I used it. It's a transition for back taking. That is unorthodox because most of the times when we're fighting with the gi, we use the gi for control. And this is actually a no-gi move that I believe translates very well, or even better, for the gi because of the friction the material creates. So we're gonna start on third position. I'll show you guys the control. Make sure everybody has good control, and then I'll show you guys different ways that you can move according to different situations that your opponent can create. Professor Ale, can I borrow your help? So guys, what we learn in jiu-jitsu, or at least that's the way we learn at Gracie Barra, for total position, when the guy's on his force, you gotta stay heavy on the hip. And the hip control is key for top, passing the guard, side mount, and of course turtle. But when I say it's unorthodox, it's because the position I'll show, you're gonna give hip control, and you're gonna look for seatbelt control, which is more of an upper body control. But you either control the hip or you control the head. Without either of those, you really have no control from the top, okay? So most of us, we learn to stay here, right? So we teach on the basic curriculum at Gracie Barra. We control the opposite collar. And then we flip the guy up, always staying close to the hip, right? And the bottom hook comes in first, top hook, and we transition to chokes. This is how we teach to the white belts. Now the reality is that the higher levels of training, it's hard because the guys can counter weight, they can jump over you, right? So this position, you're gonna take the side, you're gonna angle, and it's still gonna be close to the hip. Remember, you either have the hip or you have the head. If you lose both, you lose the guy, right? So the hip, stay heavy on the hip, prevents him from rolling forward, and I don't lose him. And then I'm gonna go both hands. On the close side, it's gonna be in front of the head. On the far side, it's gonna go under the armpit, right? And then we're gonna set up what we call the seatbelt grip. The name is obvious, right? It's like a seatbelt. Now, how I position my hands is really important. So let me go over that with you. So I'm gonna go here. It's the hand under the armpit that's gonna hold. If you do this, everything's gonna go loose. Your elbows are gonna open, okay? So it's the hand under the elbow that holds. The top arm, the bend on my arm is gonna stay with his shoulder. And the lock stays as close as possible to his neck. He should feel a little bit of a choke, not enough to finish. That means it's tight, I have the control, okay? So that's what I'm setting it up. So I'm heavy on the hips, I'm heavy on the hips, I have the head. Now I can give up the hips. And now my goal is to create as much pressure as possible on his head, making him tuck the chin in, just like this, all right? So the roll is gonna look like this. I'm gonna drop my knee close to his ear. I'm gonna take the roll. At this point here, his head is strapped. Try to pull your head out, Professor. He's not going anywhere. And I have enough leverage to pull him and make him fall in between my legs. You're gonna fall to the side of the top arm. Get your hook in. Usually the guy is gonna drop to protect the second hook. And then you're gonna go for the two collars choke. Right? So as soon as you fall, you keep it. And you're gonna see, if it doesn't block, you get your second hook in. Most of the times, the guy's gonna try to block this. Then you go 1, 2, finish. So when you do this in reality, I don't stop there and pull. But in practice, for you to get the feeling for the grip, it's better for you to roll, check the grip, make sure the guy's head is strapped. then you pull. And when you pull, you make sure he falls right in between your legs, not at the side. Otherwise, he might come on top of you. Remember, you either have the hip or you have the head. I have the hip. Now I have the head. Okay, I'm gonna give up the hip so I can gain more control over the head. I'm pushing, his forehead's coming down. My head goes to the floor and I'll roll. Keep everything nice and tight. Make sure your body's aligned, open your legs, pull. You're gonna fall to the side of the top arm, getting your hooks in. Boom. All right, adjusting the collar, 1, 2 collar choke. I don't see any white belts here, but remember the 2 collar choke is about creating this and extending the arm. Okay, for the guys without the gi, this is a great move. You stop here, then you just sink into a rear naked choke. All right. All right, guys. 1, 2, 3. Agora.
Professor, congratulations first for your victory. You did amazing yesterday, great performance. So I know you have a long career and successful career as a fighter. What kind of tip you can give to, kids that want to follow the same steps that you have this long career?
It's hard to think about one tip because I've been competing for so long, since I was like 13 years old. And so it's been about 20 years of this. And I think for those of you that are starting like kids, if you're in your teenage years or young adults, just don't obsess about winning. Just know that in jiu-jitsu, you have to lose a lot before you start winning. If you're a phenom and you're winning all the time, whenever the loss comes, just accept it, because that's where you learn and that's where your growth is gonna come from. And especially these days, jiu-jitsu is so competitive. It's very rare you're gonna find one guy who's gonna be winning the whole thing. As a young athlete, I really struggle with the idea of losing. And when I finally embraced every tournament more as a challenge than trying to win or trying to have a gold medal, then it becomes really fun, because we always want to win, but regardless of the result, it's always worth it, because what matters most is the lessons learned and the experience,
So do you think there was like a change of a mindset when you were like 20s and now? So how do you explain that mentality?
Yes, definitely. I think when you're young, we care more for the gold medal, for the victory, for the crowd cheering for us. It's the results that we are after. And that's when you're like a professional of the sport, right? You are almost like a professional athlete, and you need those things for sponsorship and things like that. As you get older, and most of you guys, you're gonna have your own schools, and you're always gonna have a job on the side, as a jiu-jitsu teacher, helping people in the community through jiu-jitsu. Then competition becomes a hobby. I have, it's awesome to be a world champion, but the reality of it is, it doesn't change anything in my life. It's a medal that's gonna stay there, and for me, it's really about the experience and about growing, and that will happen when I believe competition is not your main thing. In all honesty, I don't think competition should ever be the main thing or the only thing for someone. You should always have time to put aside for your personal development, for those guys in Brazil to learn English, to find an opportunity to teach a class, to give back to the sport, because it's an amateur sport. We all need to make a living for our families, and there is no pay in jiu-jitsu. I don't think there's ever going to be big pay, and we're always going to make a living teaching jiu-jitsu. So just get ready for it, guys.
And what keeps you motivated to still competing? And is there's anything else you want to accomplish?
I don't think so. My goal is really to stay challenged. There's a lot of great guys out there in the Masters division. This year we competed since February, and It's been a long year. I fought incredible athletes, and people keep asking me, you should go compete on the adult division. I probably could, but I don't want to because there is enough challenge on the Masters 2 division, you know. And what I'm after is not another world title. It's great when it happens. What I'm after is the experiences, you know. When the guy takes me down and I'm tired and I have to deal with that mental battle to keep going forward, I'm after my personal growth, you know. And I think as a martial artist, as a teacher, you have to lead by example. You know, if you want your students to embrace the grind, to embrace the challenges of their daily training so they can achieve one day a black belt, I think we should all lead by example and putting ourselves to task so we can stay sharp and be the best we can be for them.
And what do you see the future of the sport? Like, what you would like to see happening? Do you like to see jiu-jitsu at the Olympics?
It's interesting because if you asked me that question 15 years ago or 10 years ago, I could never even imagine that jiu-jitsu would be this, you know, here in Las Vegas with, it's just incredible what all the organizations, you know, all the teams and IBJJF and the press, what you guys have done with the sport. It's hard to think what's going to happen in 10 years. It's certainly going to be many, many times bigger than what it is now. So you're going to come to a tournament like this, there's 3,500 people competing. There's probably going to be 20,000 people competing. And honestly, I'm not a big fan of the idea of jiu-jitsu going to the Olympics. I think Olympics is so political that to get the sport there, they're going to have to modify the sport so much they might lose its identity, you know. And I like the fact that jiu-jitsu is an amateur sport, that we all have to teach class and give back to the art as athletes, because that reinforces our commitment to grow the sport. You know, if you think about it, we're not just athletes. You know, you're an athlete and you are teaching a group of people in your community and you're helping the sport grow. And, you know, there's no like federation controlling the whole thing. And you have a lot of freedom. Every teacher is an entrepreneur, is a small business owner. And I think that's the beauty of jiu-jitsu. A lot of the innovation comes from that free spirit that is around the sport these days.
Okay, one last question.
Yes.
How do you keep fit?
I train every day. Not jiu-jitsu, my body can take jiu-jitsu train every day. I do about 3 or 4 times a week at most. But I train every day. I'm mountain biking, I'm hiking, I'm swimming, I'm weightlifting, and I just love to exercise, you know.
Awesome. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations again. Hope you have an amazing summer.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
I mean, I see how Fernandez do it.
Guys, so a lot of people struggle with this technique because they have a hard time giving up control of the hips and moving to head control. Or they give up the hips without establishing enough head control and without really focusing on driving as much weight as possible. Driving as much weight as possible to the head. So I'm gonna revise this just to make sure everybody's getting it. And then we're gonna switch to a different scenario depending on how the guy reacts. So remember, hip control, head control. All right? You have to take the dive. Pressure, shoulder pressure on the shoulder, on the head, and you're gonna have to take the dive, so you're gonna have to risk. It's not risk because you have the head, but you're gonna have to take that leap of faith, all right? And believe it's gonna work. But if you don't have head control, you're not gonna get this, all right? So head control comes by pulling this up against his chin and driving the shoulder. A lot of people seeking that control, what they do is they bring the arm in. You're not gonna be able to get the head control. You're gonna roll, you're gonna lose the guy. So it's this way. Stay tight on the neck. All right? And then from here you transition. Hooks, choke. Now there's a variation to this. Chega ele, pegar pouquinho mais espaço. A lot of times, the guy offers good control here on the head, and you might have a hard time driving forward. okay? Sometimes they start pulsing on this hand. Try to offer a little bit of resistance. If his head doesn't drop, don't go for it because you're gonna lose the guy. But when he does that, a couple things are gonna happen. Number one is that his weight's gonna shift over there, and I can explore that as long as I keep head control. Look, I'm gonna jump over him. My knee lands on this side really close to his leg. Now I'm gonna pull up, and I'm gonna circle all the way to the other side, landing on the same position of the other technique. Look. Same thing. And you finish. So let's change it over here real quick. Remember that my pulls off the hand. He doesn't let his head drop. Don't go forward. You're gonna go where his weight is. So you're gonna jump over. Your knee lands right close to his. And then you're gonna pull. When you pull, squeeze your legs together so he doesn't hop over. All right? And pull him to you. And then as you fall to the side, get your bottom hook in. And then it's the same deal, guys. Adjust. Finish. For no gi, you finish right here. Okay? So let's take a look at the roll to the other side. We'll come back and see what happens with the arm. Because when he pulls, the arm is a little bit exposed. All right? On three, guys. 1, 2, 3.
I hope so.
Keep your elbows on the floor there, buddy. Yes, keep you safe. So let's switch your grip. So your top grip is gonna come on the same side you are. Yes, right there. Now it's the left hand is gonna grab your right wrist. Good. Your shoulder. Yeah, it's gonna remove that slack. All right. Now let's go ahead and pull. Good. Now he's pushing off his right hand, so you're gonna jump over him. And you're gonna land knee on knee, bring him all the way to this side. Good, excellent. You got it, man. Way to go. Did you get the roll forward good? Did you get the first one? Yeah.
Juan Pius Cuenta Bolivares. Please check read for the date of number 14.
On the second one, your head position doesn't have to be really low, no. Yeah. Now let me take a look at your grip. Stand up. Now, try to move a little bit to his side. Good. Get a 45-degree angle. Get your elbow up and your elbow heavy. Excuse me, your shoulder heavy. Good. Okay, good. Good. I like it. Nice. Now he's pushing off this hand. You're gonna jump over him. Land knee on knee. Good. Pull and bring him all the way to that side. Nice. Watch out, guys. feel tight there? Yes. Good. You feel a little bit of pressure here. Good. All right, guys, time. Switch the person on top. Switch the person on top. 3 more minutes, go. What I think it's best, what you did is fine, is instead of circling back behind his hips and going to the other side, to jump over. Why? Because your body landing there is going to give you the pull to flip him. Just like your body, it's your body that is moving him. The hand is just keeping everything connected, right? Yes, momentum. Right, so I'm here. Letting his head drop, he's pushing up, right? So I'm having a hard time here. I'm gonna, instead of going around, I'm gonna go over, look up. And then you get your hook. Okay?
I have to go watch my professor compete. Do you mind taking a picture?
No problem, man.
You don't mind taking a picture? Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Vou dar mais uma e acabou. Vou dar 5 minutinhos aí. All right, guys, so my strategy, that's the way I think. It's very simple. You know, by the way, guys, jiu-jitsu can get very complicated. But if you can't see things in a simple way that allows you to make decisions fast in a matter of a split of a second, it's not gonna work, at least not for high level of training or competition. So the way I'm thinking is, I get the seat belt, I force his head down. If the head doesn't go down, I jump over. If he's pushing off the hand, so he's pulsing on the hand, I'm gonna go for the arm. So it's very simple and easy decision making. And those are usually the good techniques. There's a lot of them in jiu-jitsu. There's a lot of techniques that require so many steps that only the genius people can do it. I'm certainly not one of them. All right? So I'm here. I'm pressing down. He posts. This type of post gives him more pushback than posting off the elbow. But the arm is very exposed, so I just get it, and I trap. Now here I'm gonna deliver the arm to the other leg, and I'm gonna lock figure 4. I'm not gonna go over the crucifix. I think you guys had enough of that today. After the Exorcist, I teach crucifix. You guys, it's like a religious class, right? So what I'm gonna go here, I'm gonna go for an inverted omoplata. Let everything go. Stay tight on the shoulder. Some of you guys might know this technique. It's just a good transition here. Okay? Carol, toma cuidado que eu vou rolar pra lá. So here you're gonna tuck your elbow. You're gonna do a roll forward. And I'm gonna stop him right here. You gotta make sure your elbow is tucked in. As soon as the roll is in the middle, you block. Okay? Keep things tight here so he doesn't pull the arm out. Now the finish here is easy. I always like to control the belt, or even better the pants, because I like to stay with some degree of hip control. Sometimes he moves out and he loses things up a little bit for me. So block here, and you start scooting back, lifting for the finish. All right? So he posts. I'm gonna get what he gives to me, which is the arm, okay? Your leg's gonna come under, and you deliver, the top leg delivers it to the bottom leg, all right? And you lock figure 4. Okay, so his arm is shoveled through your leg. You lock, and you keep your knees together. Okay, now the roll. Tuck your elbow in first and get ready to extend your arm to prevent him from keep rolling. If he rolls one more time, you're gonna lose this thing. All right? Elbow in, roll, already extending the arm right in front of his body. And I'm using my outside hand to sit up. So I came here, I use the momentum to come up. Do not extend your leg. You feel tempted to do that to create a counterweight, you need to sit. No, use the hand and sit up. And scoot back. Control the pants. Move back, push off your outer leg, and finish. Okay, guys? Let's get to work with this one. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Roll together, what happened? The arm goes?
I'll go there, talk to you. Let me just do the one here, yeah. So guys, if you haven't seen this from the right angle yet, what happens here is I need to force his head down to do the roll. But sometimes he pushes up and if I can't have his head down, I can't do this thing. But this arm is now exposed. So I'm gonna bring my knee under and I'm gonna trap the arm in my top leg. Then dragging all the way back and deliver it to the bottom leg. Lock your figure 4. Keep your knees together. Otherwise, he might pull the arm out, especially without the gi. Let everything go, tuck your elbow right under him. And then here we're gonna take a dive forward. Tuck your chin in, protect your neck, okay? And then we roll. You notice that in the middle of that transition, my elbow was just pointing in. I extended my arm to prevent him from sitting up. Because if he sits up, I lose him. Right? So I need to keep him flat on the mats to do this. Now, scoot back so you can have balance to be straight. Grab the pants. The belt is enough, but usually you pull. And then he can still move the hip. So grab the pants, pull, and now the pressure is gonna come by scooting back. You're gonna press off your outer foot, sitting up, using the top leg to drag his forearm back.
Attention, competitor Vinicius, please report to the warm area.
All right, let's gather there. Guys can sit down, relax a little bit. By the flash. All right, guys and girls, thank you very much for coming. Being with us here today means a lot. Invest in your jiu-jitsu, share the mat with us. I know that some people are competing, some people are not competing. Whoever is competing, good luck. If you're not competing, doesn't matter. Always good to be with the jiu-jitsu family together. I hope to see you guys soon. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Guys, teaching class side to side to this legend is something that still makes me nervous this day. I started training jiu-jitsu as a 13-year-old. Every once in a while I would sneak out to his first school. It was about 15 minutes away from my house to learn from him. And I'm from a different generation, so Professor, thanks. It was an honor. Guys, this is a final message. We are inside an amazing jiu-jitsu tournament. This thing is awesome. You know, it's an amazing experience, winning or losing. It's awesome to be here. But, you know, I always tell this to my students. Remember that competition is not the goal. Learning, getting better, living this lifestyle for the rest of your life is. Competition is a tool. You come here to challenge yourself. If you win, it's awesome. If you lose, it's not a big deal. You learn a lesson, you get better. If you want to compete, great. If you don't, if it's not for you, it's so good. This is a tool to make us better. Fighters better, martial artists better, teachers. And the goal is for us to stay around this incredible art that we call jiu-jitsu and to be able to do for others what this art has done for us. Thank you so much for your time, guys.
Hi guys, we're wrapping up now, but at 3 p.m. Pacific time, we have the bronze medalist, judo bronze medalist Travis Stevens here, so don't miss his seminar. See you later.